if you've been in direct sales very long, if you've been a leader, this has happened to you. Somebody calls and says, I'm quitting, I'm leaving, I've taken another job, I'm going with another company. Someone is quitting your team. And I really feel a need today to talk to you about some healthy ways that you can deal with that, that will put things in perspective, and also, I think, give you a peaceful feeling so that at the end of that conversation, you're not feeling yucky about yourself and you haven't made it about you. So I want you to, first of all, put yourself in that person's shoes and see what's happened. If somebody's leaving your team, it's probably one of three reasons. Either they've checked out and they haven't been working for a really long time. And that happens. It's like, this isn't working for me. I'm not working it. They don't always take responsibility that it was them not working it. But, I just don't think this is working for me. Well, yeah, if you would have made a few phone calls, it might have worked. But that's not the issue. They've checked out. Or they're super stressed. They've got another job, they've got things, family commitments, and there's just a lot going on. And when you give them some space, which I talked about last time, just give them some space to think about what they really, really want. They may or may not decide to stay with you. Or if you can help them to, I'm going to give you a way to help them later about that. The third reason that oftentimes people leave is they've just made a decision. And don't feel bad about this. I just met with someone that I knew 35 years ago, and she was one of the first people that ever left, and she was one of my top leaders, and she said, I'm decided I'm going to go get this job over here, and it's not because I don't love it, and it's not because I'm stressed, and and she was working really hard. This is just what I decided I wanted to do. And I just spoke with her. It's been 30 some years, and she said it was so freeing because what she had learned working in our organization really gave her the confidence to do what she'd always dreamed of, which is the job that she took. So sometimes they've just made that decision. So the first thing that whenever that happens, I always say to the person, well, pretty much always, is, what? That is not the choice that I would make. That is not the path that I would take, but it is your path to follow. And I say that because it reminds me that this is not my job to glom onto them. We're not a cult. We're not trying to hold on to these people even when they don't want to be here. We're going to let them go if we want to. It is not the path that I would take. I would want everybody to stay and get lots of great benefits from being in our company. But you know what? It's her path. And so that puts me in that place that I can be a little more relaxed about it and find out what's really going on. I can mentally take that time to think, do you think they've checked out? Or maybe is it just a matter of stress? Or what caused you to make this decision? So I'm going to give you a 4-step thing today real quick that it's so good. It's called LEAP, L-E-A-P. And the first one is to listen. Listen very carefully about what's being said. Listen to the tone of voice. Listen to what's not being said. Listen to the volume. Listen to the rate of speech. That will tell you a lot. And then E is empathize. Be understanding. Again, that statement that says, this is not the path that I would take, but it is your path. So that empathy is really, really important. And then the third piece is to ask a question. You heard me just say, what brought you to this decision? And so sometimes they'll tell you this wonderful thing, or sometimes they'll wind up like it's a lot of stress, or sometimes they'll just go, well, I just don't have my heart in it. Whatever it is, ask a question. What brought you to this decision? And listen, and those right questions are going to come up. And then P. P is produce a solution, a possible solution. Not the solution, but a possible solution. So oftentimes when somebody was out of stress, the solution that I offered is for them to just back off for a little bit and give them some grace and give themselves some grace. And I've said that to some of you who are my clients. Sometimes the possible solution just might be, I think that's the right choice for you. It's not the path that I would take, but after listening to you, I think it's the choice that will make you the most happy. And so that's a solution. So be sure to, before you jump, be sure to leap. Listen, empathize, ask a question, and then produce a possible solution. I wish, everybody stayed all the time, but they don't. So when somebody's ready to quit your team, when somebody's leaving, it's better to do it with grace than it is by burning any bridges. Remember that. It's a great leadership lesson, and have a great week. Bye.